Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. If you're interested in supporting the channel through a monthly subscription, you can go over to patreon.com, choose a subscription level, and get the daily forecast over there a day early, and also special readings that are only available on the Patreon page. This is your forecast for the Greater Collective for Monday, the 26th of October. It is a timeless reading in the sense that if you're seeing it on a date that's other than Monday the 26th, that's okay. You might be needing to see it for that time. It may still apply. You need to figure out, it is a broad spectrum reading, so you need to sort of figure out from what I say where it fits in your life around, sort of what subjects or situations, and take what you need sort of from the reading. If things don't match up, or it doesn't make sense, it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. It doesn't mean anything's wrong in your life or anything like that. You could just be working on something completely different. If you do decide to make any decisions after having seen this reading, please know that those decisions are your responsibility. Always trust your own intuition first and foremost. All right, let's see what's going on for all of us. Okay, so we have the Wall card. We've seen this before. Let me just look at this for a minute. Usually this card gives me an air of defensiveness. I don't feel that's the case. I feel like this is more of a grounding, like a practicality this week. I feel like it's a lot of observant, like being the energy of being observant, maybe keeping our opinions to ourselves, not necessarily getting into the fray of things, if that makes sense. Sitting on the sidelines is the vibe that I get. Now, yesterday's underpinning card is that wing card, right? And to me, this is kind of the antithesis of that wings card, which is that idea of taking flight, finding freedom, moving towards a goal. Wall to me feels like we're being, not that we're not moving towards the goal, but we're being very cautious about it. We're being careful about what we get involved with. This is about maybe discernment, because when I look at this eye here, when I see this eye peeking out, to me I feel like this is us being either observant or discerning what situations really need our attention and what don't. And then withdrawing behind the wall and maybe not giving our attention to things that maybe drain us or don't benefit us or bring us sort of, I don't know, more frustration, whatever it may be. We're starting to maybe look at the value of the importance and the value of where we place our attention and our intention. Does that make sense? So we have strength here in the Wall, and we also have protection, which we saw that card. Remember that card protection was from yesterday too, now that I think about it. The Queen of the Moon Oracle. That's sort of going to be a theme that follows us through this week too. Not that we're in any danger, right? When you hear the word protection, you think, oh, is there danger? Is somebody coming for me or whatever? It's not about that. It's about kind of valuing what we have, valuing our mental clarity, valuing our psychic information, valuing our emotional information, whatever it is, our intelligence, whatever it is that we need to keep ourselves sort of grounded during this period. We're going to protect that, right? From a place of maybe honor, value, importance, that kind of a thing, right? And I kind of get a feeling that, to me, with this Wall card, it feels like it's a sort of black and white issue in the sense that there's no middle ground for this. It's either all or nothing. It feels very firm in its stance, grounded in its opinion. Does that make sense? So if we find ourselves having to do that on this day, that's completely acceptable. That's the power of this card, right? Looking at situations around us and deciding, do I need to be involved in this? Is it really providing me what I need to move forward, right? Because we do have that wings card underneath this, which means we do want to move forward. We do want that desire, that freedom, all of that stuff that comes along with that Wings card. So we may have to remove ourselves or distance ourselves from other situations that we normally would partake in, to kind of maybe maintain our own energy, maintain our own perspective, maintain our own attention. And remember, the grounding stone for the week is that joy. So this idea of wall is like, are we getting involved in things that bring us joy or things that don't, right? And being conscious of that, and then choosing the thing that doesn't, and maybe closing ourselves off to a degree from the thing that doesn't give us that joy. Does that make sense? And being firm in that, like, that's kind of the power of this card too. I feel like there's a definite, that's that sort of black and white, yes or no. It's not, there's no gray area with this one, is how it feels to me. It's like us having to be very, very clear. We may not even speak our piece. We might just sort of step away quietly, but in a way that is us, you know, sort of being firm. Does that make sense? So let's get to the Queen of the Moon Oracle and see what she has to say. It's an interesting contrast with the Wings card, I would say, because it's definitely sort of opposing, not opposing, but like a very different energy, this card, coupled with that Wings card. All right, interesting, very, very interesting. This is actually the cover of the deck, the picture from the cover of the deck. I love her, she's beautiful. Card number 41, Sovereignty, the Queen of the Moon. So we've gotten the name of the actual card and the name of the deck. So when you're sovereign over something, you sort of, I don't want to say control, because control is sort of a bad word in a way, because we can obsess over control and it can kind of throw us. Sovereign is like knowing, it's like this clear knowing, right, of what we have, what is ours, what belongs to us, and also sort of, in a weird way, when I think of it, it's sort of like us ruling over it with love, compassion, and fairness, right? But also the expectation is realistic. And again, if you look at these two cards, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this woman, this Queen of the Moon here, she feels very centered and grounded, like this Wall card. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys can feel that, but these cards feel very much like they're looking directly at us through the eyes, right? They're both strong and steady. They're grounded, they're centered, they know who they are, and there's no sort of arguing that, right? When we look at this Queen of the Moon, she has this beautiful moon on her third eye, which speaks to our intuition. She's holding her sort of, I think this is the planet, right, in her hands, right around her sort of solar plexus and her heart chakra. So she's connected to the world around her. She knows her place. She's willing to protect her place. I love all of this sort of mystical triangular imagery that's going on behind her with the, you know, sort of representation of mind, body, spirit, and all of these sort of alchemical symbols, or maybe they're horoscope symbols. I can't really tell. They're sort of vague, but she's sort of connected in both not only to the world that she lives within, but she's also connected into the cosmos. A little trippy, I know, but that's kind of how I'm seeing it. And then maybe it's this Wall card, we're sort of grounding that through this wall, right? So being sovereign over something is being really truly treated like a queen, right? And understanding that value of that, understanding the importance of that. And that's where the protection of the Wall comes in the sense that we value what we have, we value what we know, and we maintain that with sort of respect, self-care, that sort of a thing. I do get a piece from both of these two cards. Like, there's just us not getting involved in the fray or the goofiness that might be going on around us, right? The card Queen of the Moon is 41, which is numerologically a 5, and 5s always represent the idea of squirrels are jumping from the trees onto my neighbor's roof. God, they drive me nuts. 5 represents sort of change, right? Shifting and changing. And so to me, when I look at these two cards together, it feels like we might be shifting and changing to a more empowered position, but a peacefully empowered position. Not that we have to be sort of aggressive in any way, shape, or form to kind of take this this seat, right? We're sort of, to me, it feels like we're consciously choosing or making the change to take the seat at the head of the table and be in charge of our destinies, our desires, our goals, all of that. All right, let's see. Oh wow, how funny. So here is the Grounding stone for the day, it's desire. What is it that we want, guys, and how do we want to get there is sort of the question. We have the power, we have the strength, we have the sort of centered self-assuredness is what I'm getting from these cards. We are protected, right? We saw that card yesterday in Sunday's forecast throughout the week. This desire, looking at it, grounding it, it also helps to see that grounding stone from yesterday, which is that idea of joy, right? Joy, the energy of joy, or what brings us joy, is very close to what we probably would desire, right? The two kind of go hand in hand. When we seek out one, we kind of find the other, so to speak, right? And so I think that this is very much in line with yesterday's grounding stone. And I think that what these cards are trying to tell us is we have the ability to kind of steer the ship, or be in charge, be in control of our pursuit of this desire. And if things don't serve us in a certain way, right? And I don't mean this like oh, the world has to answer to me, but I feel like with this Queen of the Moon, she understands what she needs, how she needs to be treated, what she expects from the world around her, what she expects to give to the world around her. It's all based in sort of fairness and compassion. But if she's not receiving it, there's no problem with sort of kind of withdrawing and taking another route, or taking your desire in a different direction. Or does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I woke up with a headache this morning, so I might not be being very clear, but I feel like that's sort of the message today, is to place ourselves first, and to own that from a place of clarity, and to protect that as much as we feel as though we need to. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of like centeredness. All right, so let's see. Wall is protection, obstacles, and boundaries. So again, we're talking about don't let people overstep your boundaries, or situations overstep your boundaries. That would be good. Let's see what card number 41 is. And again, we have this sort of Queen of the Moon where she's not going to allow that. So sovereignty. You have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful. Act like it. I reign over my own realm. Goddesses of the moon are one of the oldest kind of feminine divine, and feature in mythologies from almost every corner of the globe, from Diana of ancient Rome and Greek Artemis to the Semitic Astarte and Hina from Polynesia. The link with the feminine divine and the lunar planet and cycles is a strong one. These goddesses, in all their myriad of forms, were extremely powerful, and demonstrated to women that they naturally had power as well. We should strive to be the powerful queens of our own domain. Women especially have been socialized to defer, to keep small, to be quiet, and to hold a very twisted kind of service that borders on servitude. While in many first world countries women can choose to be what they wish to be on paper, women still experience inequality in most countries in areas such as wage disparity and an imbalance of the numbers of women in government or in high-level board positions. However, what has been accepted in the past is not what will be accepted in the future. A new queendom is coming. When we reign over our own lives, it is us that take on the responsibility for our own change and decisions. Now that's that 5 energy, that numerological 5 energy of change. The moon, the queen, knows that we, just under the divine, are our own rulers, and as such, the buck stops here. Therefore, it is worth us investing in growing our own self-awareness, our own self-trust, self-care, and self-esteem in real and practical ways. That's that groundedness and centeredness of the wall card, guys. We must, as any queen would, set firm boundaries to protect our queendom and those who are under our protection. This does not mean we become cruel rulers. We should always aim for benevolence, fairness, and a great love for all, as well as ourselves. It does mean we may have to push against those who do not respect our line in the sand. Companion stone or metal is platinum. So It is about sort of honoring ourselves first and foremost and our desires, right? And the pursuit of those. And if anything is steering us away from that, don't give it our attention today, folks. That is your forecast for the day. I love you all. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and tune in tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.